Tired of charging your phone every few hours? Imagine a battery that charges itself forever. This is not science fiction. This is the future of energy. Self-charging batteries are emerging as one of the most important innovations in modern technology. They promise to change everything we know about how we store and consume power. But what exactly are self-charging batteries? At their core, they are batteries capable of recharging themselves without needing an external plug or power source. They utilize ambient energy, the energy present in our environment at all times. This includes thermal energy, light energy, kinetic energy, and even radio frequencies. Instead of draining and waiting to be recharged, these batteries are designed to continuously replenish themselves. Why is this technology so important? Because our world is becoming more reliant on portable electronics, electric vehicles, and renewable energy systems. And all of these innovations need reliable, long-lasting power sources. Conventional batteries, even lithium-ion ones, eventually run out and need charging or replacement. This presents challenges in cost, energy usage, environmental harm, and efficiency. Current battery technology has limits that we keep bumping into. Energy density is still a constraint. Charging times remain inconvenient. And the environmental impact of mining and disposing of battery materials is significant. Enter the self-charging battery, which could potentially solve many of these issues. To understand how, we have to look at the science. Self-charging batteries rely on energy harvesting. This means collecting small amounts of energy from the environment and converting it into electrical energy. Solar cells built into devices can constantly absorb light and store power. Thermoelectric materials can generate voltage when there is a temperature difference. Kinetic generators can transform mechanical motion into electrical energy. Piezoelectric materials generate electricity under mechanical stress, and triboelectric nanogenerators create energy through contact and separation of materials. All of these methods are now being miniaturized to fit into compact devices. The key is not just in collecting the energy, but in converting and storing it efficiently. That's where breakthroughs in energy conversion and storage come in. Energy conversion involves changing one form of energy into electrical energy. Storage involves integrating small supercapacitors or enhanced battery cells that can hold the harvested energy. Different self-charging battery types are being explored. Solid-state batteries are safer and more durable than traditional batteries. Lithium-ion variants are being adapted with self-charging capabilities. Researchers are also experimenting with flexible, wearable, and stretchable batteries. These developments allow batteries to be embedded into clothes, accessories, and even our skin. Potential applications are enormous. Electric vehicles powered by self-charging batteries could run far longer without needing to plug in. Wearable devices would no longer need to be taken off to charge. Smartphones and laptops could stay powered indefinitely with ambient light or body heat. These innovations point to a sustainable future. A future where we end our dependence on fossil fuels for energy. Transportation could become greener as EVs gain self-sufficiency. Carbon emissions could be drastically reduced across all sectors. Energy independence could empower individuals and even whole communities. Especially in areas where electricity is scarce or unreliable, self-charging batteries could be transformative. They offer a way to decentralize power generation and give people more control over their energy use. But this future won't come without challenges. Scaling up production of these batteries remains a major hurdle. Current manufacturing processes are not yet optimized for mass production. Costs remain high, which limits accessibility. Ongoing research is needed to improve energy densities and efficiency. Scientists and engineers are working to create batteries that can store more energy for longer periods. Another challenge is integration with existing infrastructure. Charging networks and power management systems are designed for traditional batteries. New systems must be developed to accommodate self-charging technologies. Governments and industries will need to support this shift with investments and regulatory frameworks. Consumer education is also essential as people learn to trust and adopt this new technology. Despite these roadblocks, the momentum is building. We are already seeing prototypes and early commercial models of self-charging devices. Innovators in the tech world are racing to bring these batteries to market, and their success could change the global energy landscape. Just imagine the impact on the energy industry. Power plants, grid systems, and fuel stations could see major disruption. New markets would emerge around portable and autonomous power. Developing nations could leapfrog directly to decentralized energy systems. This would create new economic opportunities and improve quality of life. And it would help fight climate change by reducing our carbon footprint. A glimpse into the future shows a world filled with self-sufficient machines. Homes powered by ambient energy without utility bills, cars that never stop for gas or charging, medical devices that monitor health continuously, powered by body heat, smart cities that generate and consume their own power seamlessly. These scenarios may sound futuristic, but they are closer than we think. Technology is advancing rapidly, and the self-charging battery is a key part of that evolution. It symbolizes not just a technical achievement, but a shift in how we think about energy. From something we consume to something we harvest, from a cost to an opportunity, from scarcity to abundance. This is why the mystery of the self-charging battery is so important. It holds the key to a cleaner, more sustainable, and more empowered future. And it invites all of us to imagine, innovate, and invest in what comes next. Now let's explore how this technology is being implemented in real-world scenarios. Let's examine the breakthroughs that are making it viable. Let's understand the pioneers leading this charge. Let's discover the obstacles they face and how they overcome them. Let's look at the applications changing how we live, work, and move. The second half of this journey into self-charging batteries dives deeper into how this technology is reshaping the world we live in. Across labs, universities, and startup incubators, researchers are pushing the limits of energy harvesting. The goal is simple but profound: achieve true autonomy in power. Devices that never die, systems that never shut down, and tools that keep working without a plug. Let's look at specific examples of how self-charging batteries are being deployed today. In Japan, researchers have created self-charging medical implants powered by body heat and motion. These implants remove the need for surgery just to replace batteries. In Africa, solar kinetic hybrid batteries are being tested to power communication towers in remote regions. These towers stay operational regardless of sun conditions, using wind and vibration for backup charging. In Germany, experimental smartwatches and fitness trackers are running solely on thermoelectric power. These watches continuously charge from skin heat, offering days or weeks of use without plugs. Meanwhile, India is piloting triboelectric-powered school tablets for rural education. Children can power their devices simply by handling them during use. This solves both the problem of charging infrastructure and battery cost. Electric vehicles are now being designed with regenerative body panels. These panels absorb solar and mechanical energy during motion. The energy is funneled directly back into onboard batteries. A Chinese EV startup recently unveiled a prototype capable of charging 10% of its range daily from ambient sources. In wearables, materials like graphene are being fused into smart fabrics. These fabrics create charge from motion, friction, and temperature shifts. Jackets that power your phone and sensors from your movement are already in development. Self-charging battery technology is even reaching space exploration. NASA and private space companies are testing low-weight, autonomous energy systems. Space rovers could use radiation, vibration, and thermal gradients to power themselves for years. Satellites might never need battery replacements or refueling missions. These examples represent the cutting edge of applied energy harvesting. But even more exciting are the integrations happening behind the scenes. Data centers are experimenting with passive power stabilization using ambient-powered supercapacitors. IoT sensors used in farming and infrastructure are running indefinitely through piezoelectric and solar sources. Tiny vibration-powered nodes are monitoring bridges, buildings, and pipelines. Smart agriculture tools are using small, self-powered sensors to track soil and air data. All these developments point toward a future where batteries quietly recharge themselves as they work. But how do these systems work together in practice? Let's consider the design architecture of a real-world self-charging device. At the core is a hybrid battery that can store charge from multiple sources. It's connected to harvesting units like mini solar panels, thermoelectric modules, or piezo layers. Microcontroller coordinates which source to prioritize based on environmental input. For example, if light is low, it may rely more on thermal or kinetic inputs. Next comes the power management circuit. This piece regulates voltage, prevents overcharging, and optimizes storage conditions. It's smart, adaptable, and efficient, able to function autonomously without external instructions. Some systems include tiny energy reservoirs for surplus storage. This ensures power availability even when all ambient inputs are low. The result is a seamless cycle of harvesting, converting, storing, and delivering power. Now let's look at the broader implications. Self-charging batteries are not just a technological innovation, they're a paradigm shift. They change how we think about energy consumption and responsibility. No longer passive users, people become part of the energy generation loop. Our bodies, homes, cities, and motion become sources of power. Imagine a world where walking down the street helps power streetlights, where your phone charges itself while you speak, where building vibrations recharge internal systems, where every window converts daylight into usable electricity. These concepts are no longer science fiction, they're being developed, tested, and scaled. This evolution opens the door for new business models. Companies can create products that offer perpetual operation with no downtime. Subscription models may shift to one-time purchases for lifetime power. Utilities may lose control over the energy stream as devices become self-sustaining. Energy democratization will empower users and communities. But we must consider the ethical and economic consequences. Who owns the ambient energy being harvested? Will corporations try to patent natural motion, light, or body heat? What regulations should be introduced to ensure fair use? How do we prevent monopolization of decentralized energy systems? The answers to these questions will shape future markets and access. On the technical side, the road ahead still holds challenges. Energy conversion rates must increase to make tiny sources viable for larger systems. Miniaturization continues to push the limits of nanotechnology and materials science. Heat resistance, durability, and flexibility must improve. Research is focusing on self-healing materials and corrosion-proof layers. Energy storage units need to match the harvesting efficiency. Breakthroughs in micro-supercapacitors are showing promise. So are hybrid systems combining capacitors and solid-state batteries. Cybersecurity is also a concern. As devices operate without user intervention, they must defend against unauthorized energy manipulation. Tamper-proof designs and encrypted energy circuits are becoming standard. Now let's zoom back out and imagine what 10 years from now might look like. You wake up in a bed that harvests motion and body heat to power your alarm system. Your toothbrush charges itself through water pressure from the tap. Your wearable health monitor powers itself from skin contact and blood flow. The windows in your home are transparent solar collectors storing power in wall batteries. Your refrigerator uses vibration and ambient sound to extend battery life. Your electric car doesn't have a plug. It self-charges through solar paint and regenerative braking. On your commute, your smartwatch remains at 100% powered by motion and sunlight. Your child's school tablet recharges through touch and use. Public transportation runs on embedded kinetic roads that generate power from vehicle motion. City lights are powered by wind created by passing cars. Drones and delivery bots stay airborne by harvesting energy from motion and temperature shifts. Your phone never asks you to plug in, it manages energy from your movement, heat, and ambient RF. And the best part? Your utility bill is zero, because energy has become decentralized, free, and everywhere. This is the potential future of self-charging batteries, a world where energy is no longer a constraint but a canvas, where power is ambient, intelligent, and always available, a world where every step, every ray of sunlight, every drop of rain contributes to a shared energy ecosystem. But this future needs visionaries, investors, and policymakers. It needs trust, transparency, and education. It needs infrastructure designed to support new forms of distributed power, and it needs bold action today. Because the sooner we embrace self-charging technology, the faster we free ourselves from fossil dependency. We must support research, promote adoption, and build frameworks that encourage innovation. We must challenge existing monopolies and encourage open-source energy sharing. We must educate people about the power of ambient energy. The self-charging battery is more than an invention, it's a revolution. A quiet, continuous, and game-changing revolution. One that begins not in a distant lab, but in the devices we use every day, in our homes, our cities, our wearables, and our lives. Let's harness it. Let's scale it. Let's share it. Because the energy of tomorrow is already here, and it's charging. Right now. Without you even noticing. This is how the mystery ends, not with a question, but with a beginning. A beginning of a future powered by itself, and a promise that energy, once dependent on machines, can now depend on us.